Well, welcome to Evo News, and this news broadcast from myself, Richard Bowell, is about a subject that, of course, affects us all. But the headline in the mainstream news that triggered this went, hundreds of thousands of people are being traumatized by war in Syria. And there are teams of psychotherapists and psychologists and doctors and trauma experts and coaches being made available to help these people re-find a life again after what they've suffered. Now, thanks to the mainstream media news for bringing these stories to the world's attention and risking their lives to do that. In no sense are these broadcasts saying that the news that's brought doesn't have great value to it. But we are trying to stand alongside the global community of those people who want to see a different future. And watch the way Evo News and the Evo News team that got together with this article, and perhaps we'll show you some of the live ways we get together in New York and work on this, how we looked at that article. Now, first of all, we thought about the external fact, reality, harsh reality, terrible reality of people being subjected to such utter, abominable behavior, threat, that they were living on the edge of life for month after month, and children traumatized by the experience. But there was a line in this news report that said, it's very difficult to even say to these people, try and imagine a place, your favorite place, where you can go to find refuge. There is none. Every place, every garden, every park has been destroyed. And one of our team said, I think I found a way into this. Because I too have tried, this lady said, I too have tried to find a place that I can think of as sacred, where I can go to. But it too is ruined. The planet, seeing the Arctic break down, a polar bear on a sliver of ice, plastic in the oceans. So you see, to find a new beginning, the only place the human can go is inside themselves. And when you say to someone, can you picture inside yourself? There is very little consciousness of the inner world. We think of it as maybe a subconscious, a semi-conscious, some rambling ideas, some thoughts, some memories. But actually, the inner human world is extremely exact. And what we call the inner world in ourselves is only the outer inner world, the realm of reaction. And beyond that outer inner world, where we react and people say that person is like this or like that because of their reactions, if we're able to see beyond that, there's another court, I call them courts, another court a court of responsibility, a court of a person trying to work out how to be, what's the right way to be, what should they do. And that may be shining through a little bit in the person if you're able to see it. And beyond that is the place that no one has access to but oneself. It's inviolate. It can't be destroyed. It's to do with one's core of beliefs and values that have crystallized in oneself from all the conscious actions one has made. Many great people have said the same thing. Was it Eleanor Roosevelt? It doesn't matter, but I try to remember these names, who said, "We are only what we have given." And if it wasn't her, it's still a great saying. We are only what we have given. I remember Persian texts saying, if you want to keep a rare and precious jewel, you must give it away. It's what we give to the world, it's what we contribute, that is the core of who we are, that can never be taken away. And so you see, even in that story that seemed so haunting, it kept us awake for hours. We must find some redeeming inner human perception in all of this. Otherwise, this is the end of the world. And we thought, but even in amongst all this horror, we are human. We do have this inner world structure. And by what we give, we become something new. Taking is a fool's paradise. That experiment has come to an end. There's nothing more to take. We are what we give. So, just a thought about all who suffer this trauma, bearing in mind that everyone is suffering the trauma who cannot access their inner world. Join us. The future needs teachers and healers and musicians and every kind of person, because we are traumatized living in the world. And the sign of trauma is the numbness and lack of real response in the face of the fact that this world has been reliably said to have possibly only 20 or 30 years left if we continue as we do. Evo News, working with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals alongside all and everyone who wants to make a conscious difference. Thank you to all who've made this possible. Thank you.